78, as I mentioned, 78-73 season-ending decision. Johnny's win over the Gusties, as the Gusties finish their season with a 12-13 overall record, even 10-10 mark in the conference. So we'll have the Gusties seniors now step in. Austin Getz first on the mic here. Thanks for joining me after the game. You guys, I mean, really hard fought all the way to the end there. That's got to be, obviously losing isn't the way you wanted to finish your career, but to finish like that against the number 3 team ranked team in the country, you got to feel pretty good about that.
We good? Okay, yeah. So, I mean, it really just shows that we could have played with anybody in the country, number 3. It's awesome to see us improve throughout the season, to play them the first time losing by over 20, and then now close game the whole time. So when you kind of reflect now, I know it's really early after your last game here, but trying to reflect on your time at Gustavus, I mean, do you have any favorite memories? Anything stick out with your time here at Gustavus and your time playing men's basketball? The whole 4 years have been great, actually. It's hard to pick one exact moment, but I think, earlier today yesterday we had practice, and we ended practice with all 5 seniors on the court, and today we ended practice all 5 seniors on the court, and that was a really special moment for me.
So senior graduating in the spring, what's next for you?
I'm graduating in spring with a financial econ major, and then the job search starts real hard right now. I'll be hopefully going into some sort of financial analyst, consulting, business type job. So hopefully I can lock something down soon.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining me, and congrats on everything.
Thank you very much.
All right, next up, Jason Fall, Prior Lake senior. Jason, thanks for joining us after this. Talking with Austin, nothing to hang your head about after this one. You fought all the way tooth and nail to the end, and at the end, Johnny's came out on top. But again, your thoughts on that season-ending game and how special of a moment to end on the court with all your seniors.
Yeah, I'm extremely proud of my teammates. I think this was the game we worked the hardest probably all season, and it was a grind out there. And I mean, they're obviously a great team, 3rd in the nation, but we put our best effort out there and made it a good game.
What are you when you reflect on your time here at Gustavus, what are some things that maybe stand out or something that you're going to miss when this is all said and done?
I'm definitely going to miss how goofy all the guys are. Yeah. I don't think there's a single day this year I didn't enjoy. I wasn't looking forward to practice and didn't enjoy myself because of just the goofiness and the jokes and everything.
And your senior year, last season it was pretty tough, only 5 wins, and now you essentially more than double that. What was the key difference turning the page from last year to this year?
We didn't think about last year at all, and we worked pretty hard this off season. We followed the system pretty well. We believed in the coaches and did what they asked us to do, and we had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah. So. Are you graduating in the spring?
I am, yes.
So what's next for Jason?
I've got a full-time job lined up, so
very good.
Just going to enjoy myself for the rest of the school year. And
that's great. Great news. Well, congrats on everything, and good luck in the future.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep. All right, Skylar Thompson, senior from Millville. So that must have been pretty special at the end of the game with your seniors, finishing your career on the court with them. Just talk a little bit about that moment.
Yeah, I mean, we've been together for 4 years, all of us, getting to know each other, and just being able to be out there at the same time, one last time, that's just the icing on the cake. It's a fun way to end.
Mm-hmm. When you reflect on your career here, you've kind of been that role player in this season and last year, but what really sticks out for you? What are some, anything special that you can take away from your career at Gustavus?
I would just say, the relationships with the teammates. All of us, we love each other. We're super close, and we look out for each other and support each other, whatever role we're in, and that's what we do. So,
are you graduating in the spring?
I am.
What's next for you?
I'm still looking for some type of job. I'm a management major. Still searching, looking for that job to line up.
Well, I'm sure it'll come for you. Thanks for joining me, Skylar.
Yeah, thank you.
Best of luck in everything.
Thank you.
Kelsey Thomas will check in now. Thanks for joining me, Kelsey.
Thank you.
great season, by the way. We're able to turn around from maybe a disappointing season last year, having some success this year. Almost a 500 record. Well, dead even in the conference, 10-10, finishing just out of the playoff race. But you got to feel really good about this on the way you ended your senior career. Do you not feel that way?
Definitely. I definitely enjoyed the ride with everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good season. We had a lot of fun. We worked hard. So.
Yeah. What stands out for you? These last 2 years, you've seen some significant time on the court. What stood out for you in those moments, and you being a key contributor, especially this season?
Definitely just the fact that everyone plays for each other here. Honestly, we all move the ball really well. I think we all play for the next guy up, and just that dedication with each other really just makes it go better.
Mm-hmm. What are you going to miss most now that this is all said and done? I know it's fresh, and you still feel like you should be playing right now, yeah. But what's something that you're going to take away from this?
It's been a long journey, but just the life lessons, honestly.
Yeah.
Just, learning from losing or just the lows and being able to build upon those and try to always come back stronger.
Yeah. Are you graduating this spring?
Yes, sir.
What's next for you?
I'll be moving to the cities, still looking for a job right now.
Okay.
So, yes, sir, international management major.
Okay. So. Well, best of luck in the job search.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right. Thanks, Kelsey. Last but not least, Coleman Sweeney. Super senior for the Gusties joining me. Coleman, pretty special moment there, finishing your career on the court. I talked about in the broadcast, you've kind of battled through some injuries, not seeing a whole lot of time on the court, but that last few seconds on the court with your fellow seniors must have felt pretty good.
Yeah, it was a pretty special moment to be on the court with those guys that I've now spent almost 5 years with. So it's been just amazing that was the way it finished. And on assist to my awesome teammate Austin Getz, so it's a good way to end.
Yeah, and you said it, almost 5 years now. When you look back at that time and everything you've experienced, the highs and the lows, what are you going to take away from your time as a Gustie?
I got to be on 5 amazing teams and build a lot of great relationships that are going to last me for the rest of my life. And even though we had some tough seasons in there, it was still a great experience, and I'll never forget the times that I had with my teammates.
Are you graduating this spring?
I am.
Okay.
Yep.
What's next for you?
I'm not exactly sure yet. Still trying to figure it out. I think I want to be a coach, so
okay.
Trying to find an opportunity where I can go down that path.
Well, I think you have some good resources here that might be able to help you out.
Absolutely.
Well, best of luck, Coleman.
Thank you.
Congrats. And now we'll have head coach Mark Hanson join us here in the broadcast booth. Hans, thanks for joining us. Season's over, but it's still fresh. Feels like it almost shouldn't be over because it's a Wednesday night. I don't know. Just seems like it should be the weekend ending your season. But either way, to the game, fought tooth and nail all the way to the end there. You got to be really proud of the effort you guys put out there tonight against a very tough opponent in St. John's.
I am, and certainly there have been moments that I haven't been proud, but really I've been pleased with our effort throughout the season. Not every choice we've made, but our intent, our energy generally has been as much as I could expect and sometimes more.
28 years of coaching, you've seen a lot of student athletes come through your program. What stands out about this group of seniors that you've coached 4 years all the way through, and in Coleman's case, almost 5 years?
I think in some ways it's a very unexpected group. Didn't expect Coleman to be part of the group,
right?
For one. Skylar came probably as much to play football as basketball, and has been a part of the program for 4 years, but really came out late, at least 3, if not all 4 of those years, which affects development. Kelsey, we wouldn't have expected. He kind of fell in our lap a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. And Jason and Austin really were guys that we recruited, but they weren't the 5-star recruits in the league, and probably didn't anticipate that they were guys that we wouldn't want to take off the floor. Mm-hmm. And so all of that is somewhat unexpected. And I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but it's a little unexpected sometimes how much you care about them after they've spent those years and months and hard work and sometimes disappointment, sometimes joy. And it all comes together and sort of hits you on the last night that, wow, this has been something.
You and your team, obviously, improved in the win column by 7 games this year. I asked a couple of your seniors, kind of what's been the difference from last year to this year. The same answer kind of came out in the fact that you're not looking at last year. It's a whole different season this year. But, as the season progressed, what were some things that maybe you saw on the coaching staff that really stood out that, hey, we're making some progress here and doing better in these areas?
Well, we were a better defensive team. From the beginning of the year to the end, I think we slipped a little bit for a time, but that may have been injury, concussion, illness oriented to some degree. So I think that stands out the most. Maybe a level of toughness that we weren't going to give in. And specifically in the defense, our footwork was better. People didn't just beat us off the dribble like they did last year and perhaps the year before. I think that says something very strong about Justin and Vandy and the effort they put in and the time and thought into drills and expecting things. But that doesn't happen without athletes who make it happen.
We'll get you out on this last question just to give a little insight to our listeners and viewers here. What's kind of the next step in the process here as now the regular season, the season is over? Are you stepping back into, you're always on the recruiting trail, but what's kind of the off-season process and leading up to next season, getting ready for that 2018-19 year?
Well, certainly there's the process of the continued development of the guys presently in the program. And so that goes into off-season conditioning, strength and conditioning kinds of things, skill development. And within that, and I think especially for our first and second year players, there's the opportunity to soak in what did happen. There's a maturity that happens, and hopefully it's not, we just hope it happens, but that there's a process to it that they're going through. But that's when we generally see the biggest strides in maturity of their game. So some of it is certainly to take a break. It's a grind, and there's a certain level of tiredness that happens, physical and emotional. And then there's all right, time to get back on the horse and get ready for next year. And then the flip side is continuing to try to add people to the mix. There were times out there that we had nothing but underclassmen on the floor, and we lost, but I thought we played with, and not surprisingly, one of the best teams in the country. And the difference really is they've done that most every night of the year, and we haven't done it every night, but we've shown the possibility there, and hopefully we can grow from that.
Thanks for joining us, Ants, and good luck in the off season.
Thank you.